everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sir Jason's Math Corner. So in this video, we are going to talk about factoring difference of two squares. But before that, what what does this word mean first? So when we talk about square, that's an expression that has a square root. So when we extract the square root of that is may square root talaga siya. Say for example, a squared, b squared, or c raised to the power of 4. Okay. So in general, for as long as a variable or a number is being raised to a certain number that is even, so even is divisible by 2, then that term or that expression is a square or a perfect square. So say for example, how are we going to factor this is a difference of two squares is in a format of a squared since difference, so minus ang operation natin. Minus b squared. So how are we going to factor out a squared minus b squared? So using our knowledge on how to get the square root, we will apply that in factoring difference of two squares. So the first step is just to get the square root of each term separated by a subtraction operation. So the square root of this is just simply, or whatever is the exponent, just simply divide it by 2 and then write the variable, then raise to the result of the exponent divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Therefore, that's gonna be a. Then the square root of b squared is also b. And then you rewrite that again inside a parenthesis. Then you put the sign or the conjugates. So the conjugate of plus is minus. Therefore, the factored form of a squared minus b squared is this one. A plus b times a minus b. That's in general. So whatever is the exponent na na-erase sa each term, then you would use this concept that the factored form of difference of two squares is in a format of the product of the conjugates of the square roots of each term. So let's have an example. Okay. So we will write that so that you will not forget it. So let's write the factored form of this. That's a plus b times a minus b. So say for example, if we can have, let's say, x raised to 4 minus 36. So factor out x raised to 4 minus 36. So let's check first if the following terms separated by a subtraction operation is a perfect square. So let's check. 4 is 4 divisible by 2? Yes, it's divisible. How about 36? So how are we going to check if a certain number is a perfect square? So, 'di ba, sabi ko kanina is may square root siya. So 36 is a perfect square which has a square root of 6. So therefore, that's 4 divided by 2, that's 2. Therefore, the exponent of our factored form for x is 2. So, lagay muna tayo ng parenthesis. So, x squared. Tapos, yung square root ni 36 is 6. So, the conjugates, so that's plus and minus. Therefore, the factored form of x squared plus x raised to 4 minus 36 is equal to x squared plus 6. Now, another example. So, that's example number 1. Example number 2. P squared minus 4p raised to the power of 4. So how are we going to factor again? Difference of two squares. So let's get the square root of each term separated by a subtraction sign. Now, there are some times that a certain variable is being paired with a certain number, a numerical coefficient. So what are we going to do now? So same rule, get the square root. So that's p. We know already that to get the square root of p squared, just simply divide 2 by 2 or the exponent by 2, then write the variable p. So now, 4p raised to 4. So it's just the same with getting the square root of 4 or the numerical coefficient times getting the square root of p raised to 4. Square root of 4, that's 2. And then the square root of p raised to 4, that's 4 divided by 2, that's p squared. Then same with this, 2p squared. Then conjugates, that's plus and minus. Therefore, that's gonna be the factored form of, so, p squared minus 4p raised to the fourth power. So, I have already discussed about the difference of two squares, and I hope that you have learned about, or you have fully learned how to factor difference of two squares. Anyway, this is just so easy. And thank you for watching my video, or watching this video. And I hope that you have already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Sir Jason's Math Corner. And see you on the next video. Goodbye.